Alright, so quick heads up, I'm just getting over being sick. Got a head and chest cold kind of thing coming on. Starting to lose my voice a little bit even. But I wanted to talk to you briefly about your solar setups. So right now it's spring, go figure, finally in the nice part. But there's a lot of pollen. And so these solar panels, all my solar panels, are just completely covered in it. It's one of those things you got to kind of keep up on maintenance. I've got this set of solar panels right here kind of tied to my roof, and they are powering the batteries for my refrigerator. It's a propane fridge, but it does have to use electricity to keep the brain running. This set of solar panels just keeps that filled. I've got two more solar panels over the way that I use to charge my Bluetti. I've kind of modified a system and it works pretty good. I'll talk about that more later, but right now I want to get this cleaned. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of rinse them off with a little bit of water and a rag, and then I'm going to clean them with some cleaner. I'm just using a vinegar cleaner. It's what I use for like my windows and various other stuff. It works pretty good. Cleans things off nicely. No extra chemicals needed. These are my other solar panels. Right now I've got them just kind of tied down to the roof. They're not in the optimum position or anything else like that, unfortunately, because we had some storms coming through and I didn't want to have to take them down. They still get light and everything else like that, but I'm going to be building a stand for them. So that way I can lash that down to the roof for now until I do the roof raise, and then make sure that that just stays locked in place. Once the roof raise is done, eventually I'll be able to attach the solar panels directly to the roof. So, as you can see on this rag, anything that's like bright yellow like that, that's all pollen. And it's, kind of gumming up the gully works, if you will, not allowing the solar panels to collect much light. Just kind of covers the surface. Now I'll have to do this regularly throughout the season. So how I want to have this stand set up is I want it to sit basically at a 45-degree angle. That's kind of going off of what I see on the legs of those solar panels. So what I'm going to do is I have a couple of 2x4s up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure. It's about 16 inches up. And I'm going to cut it at about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to have one board laying down on the ground, on the roof, on the back side. I'm going to have a piece coming up and another board attached to that across the top. I'm going to have one more board in the front and a piece just kind of screwed together to kind of help support. And I'm going to use the ratchet straps to go from the lips over the windows over those extra pieces that are sitting away from the panels. The panels themselves are about not quite 3 feet each, so I'll have a fair bit of room in between. Later on, when I get more solar panels, I can use the same kind of a setup, but just adjust and actually set them up straight instead of sideways. That'll be something I do later on when I get a better system. Though when I build the roof rack, or not rack, I'm not building a roof rack, but when I build the solar system for the roof later on, I'll design something completely different. But for now, it's what I got. I don't have much energy storage capacity. I have a Bluetti I'll talk about all that stuff later. You don't need to know all that right now. Let's get to the build. All right, so I'm going to measure out 32 inches. Make my mark. Okay. 16 inches. Probably would be nice to not be doing this on the roof of the bus, but unfortunately it's the easiest place I've got right now. All right, I set up the stand and my board in front and put the solar panel up there, and it's looking like 24 inches. So I've already got this board marked. I'm going to cut those, and those are going to attach from the base to the base, and I'll be able to tie it all down. Alright, now I can strap this thing down and attach the solar panel. So I've got self-tapping screws and some hinges that I'm going to utilize to connect the solar panels to the frame. One down, 3 to go. Alright, there we are. Now it's really warm out here. It's probably around 2:30. Heat of the day, and the roof of the bus is hot. I've got some more hinges I'm going to place the same kind of way on the bottom there. So that way, if I need to, I can pull them off. Then again, I might just put some screws down straight to stop it from being able to blow forward. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it's hot as crap. I'm going to go take a break. Welcome back. So it's finally around 7 o'clock, and it's just cooled down enough to be able to get back up here on the roof. It's getting pretty warm now. So I'm just going to get the screws in. I'm probably not going to do those hinges. The only reason why is because it's going to be a little bit of a hard angle, and I want to be able to remove them a little bit easier. And just having some screws pushed down into the board, I think, will help with that. And here's a look at the solar panels and the setup all done. You know, it's not perfect, but I tell you what, it works really nice. You know, there is a little bit of shade that does come across here from the trees throughout the day, but it really does keep my Bluetti charged real nice. And it's a good angle. Later on, if I decide to put the panels going up like this instead of long ways, I'll probably be able to fit another panel on there if I had to. Alright, so there's my solar panels just right up there. The cord comes down from the splitter right along here, along the ceiling. Got it kind of hooked in there with a magnetic hook. Down the wall and over to my Bluetti. Now here's the thing, is that it actually works pretty nice. With the two solar panels I got on there, they're both 100-watt solar panels. It won't go up to 200. The highest I've seen it go up to is 119, but that might be because it's getting solar versus plugging it into a wall. I don't know. Either way, it keeps this setup charged real nice. This is how I charge my phone and my flashlights. So here's my system. There's my two AGM batteries and even a power inverter. But the thing is that it's not a pure sine wave. So about the only thing last summer that I was able to run off of here was pretty much a box fan for a couple of hours. It won't even run that right now because of the batteries. Here's my charge controller. It says 13 volts, but that's as high up as it'll go. I mean, that's like a full charge, but last year when the batteries were fresh, I was getting it up to over 14. Now, I don't know exactly what all that means. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it just doesn't have the power holding capacity that it did before. Alright, so that was the solar panel build. Now, it's a really simple thing. It was a really simple system. I wasn't feeling very well yesterday when I did that. So, doing a little bit better today, but I want to say thank you very much for watching along, and I also want to let you guys know that a lot of big things are coming. I'll give you a couple of hints. I got the gravel in, and I'm going to be building the smithy over the way. It's a big project, and I'm super excited for it because I want to start blacksmithing a lot more regularly, and in fact I want to start my own business with it. That's the goal, and we're going to get there. So stick around. There's not only the smithy build, but there's going to be a lot of stuff about the bus that's going to be coming up here real soon too.